Wardrobe sponsored by Charmaine Freeman Designs.
Welcome to the Sharmark Show. I'm your host, Sharmark Leo. And guess what? I have the privilege of interviewing this evening Miss Plus World. And you must be wondering what's Miss Plus World. It's an international pageant on the international scale for full-figured, fabulous, beautiful women. And then we have the winner this year, the title holder, Miss Porcia Gustave, which happens to be a St. Lucian. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm wonderful, and you?
Yeah, wonderful. I must say, I know that you sitting here, I'm not afraid of you. Since I've seen you, you always look the part, always shine as bright and look like a queen's supposed to look, which is good because I think most times persons win a title. And even before that, persons win a title and then it's like they just let their guard down. It's like, okay, the show is over. But for you, it's the level of consistency. I'm quite impressed with that. But tell us, how did you get into pageantry?
Well, for me, pageantry is something that I always wanted to do as a child. So from even preschool, when we had the little talent shows and all of these things, you would find me there. I went on to infant school, but then it wasn't really pageantry at the time, but more of carnival, where I used to do Queen of the Bands for Teacher Nika Preschool Carnival
Okay.
Band. And as I got older, my very first pageant that I think I went into was Miss Central Castries, which was done under the youth arm with Fernando Serrier.
Okay.
And from there, it was just like, okay, this is going to be a breeze because this is something that I really like to do. Anything performing arts wise, that's me. Modeling, dancing, singing, drama. So for me, the pageantry aspect was really something that I wanted to do. I had the passion for even looking at girls going up for the National Carnival Queen back in the day. I always said that I wanted to do that. But then you know already that being a full-figured
Figured
person,
yeah.
you don't really stand much of a chance. Well, you did not really stand much of a chance doing the National Carnival Queen pageant. Yes. So
So when the opportunity came, and you got an opportunity in terms of there was a different platform, what was your reaction?
So browsing through the internet in 2018, I realized there was a plus size pageant going on, and I was like, really international wise. So they actually recognize plus size women. And I said, you know what? I think I'm going to try out for this pageant. So after 2018, I decided, well, I'm going to stalk their page to see when they're going to do registration, etc. And in 2019, when the ad came out, I said, okay, I'm going to try this out. But then I did apply, but then trying to seek sponsorship was really, really, really difficult because everybody kept on saying, oh, we don't have the funds to sponsor at this time. And I was like, okay, so who do I go to? Miss Big and Beautiful no longer exists, so you
Existed,
can't
yeah.
even ask for them to help you and guide you
Yes.
in the right direction. So it was a bit of a challenge, but when I saw it, I really wanted to do it, and it's not something that I wanted to back down from. So I was adamant that I would have pushed through until I got through.
So basically, you saw the commercial and you pushed through, you did everything yourself. Wow. That's quite encouraging. Yeah. So, is this your first pageant? Like, in terms of not when you was a child, moving forward.
Moving forward, no. So I did Curls with Confidence, which is a local pageant being held in Soufrière here under the Alexander Family Foundation, where they would raise funds to get school supplies for children. So I did that pageant twice. It was just a fundraising pageant. So I figure, okay, I did not win, so I came second runner up, and then I did it again and I became first runner up. But that really did not deter me, because if I had to do it again, I would have, since it was something to raise funds for
yeah.
children, and everybody knows that children are my passion. I'm a teacher by profession.
Okay.
So I would have done it, but I did Miss Curves with Confidence. And then before that, well, school-wise, I still did Miss Sports Queen. I did Lawen Quayol at school, which I won. Sports Queen, I came first runner-up, and a few other pageants. Even when I attended college in Grenada, there was a little pageant we did for fundraising that I also did and represented St. Lucia because that's where I was from. We all had to pick an island in the Caribbean. So I decided, why not do my island? And then I came first runner up again. So I was like, okay, let's do this. I also did the international pageant with that same brand, but at the time it was Miss Plus Intercontinental, and this was a hybrid pageant. So it was after COVID. A few of us did virtual while some of the girls in the US did it in person. And I came second runner up, which felt like queen because there were so many ladies, and then to do it virtual and some of them are in person, and you came second runner up.
So it's almost like maybe if you was in person, you might just
May have come out the queen. And the queen actually did say that because she said at preliminaries her dad was there and her dad said, you better look out for Miss St. Lucia. She didn't come to play, although it was just a video and she's there in person. He said that to her. And then in the finals, she was like, just before we went on, she said, girl, I don't know what it is, but daddy thinks that you're going to beat me. And if you beat me, I'm fine with that because, you know, I know it's somebody strong who did that. But she happened to win and I came second runner up.
That's good, yeah. It's almost like you were determined because listening to you there, it's almost like the storyline is so strong. So it's almost like you were prepping yourself for this huge title right now.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I did.
Wow. But what was the reaction when you on the night of Miss Plus World that you when they said the winner, Porcia Gustave, Miss St. Lucia?
The Director's Award of Excellence, after all the trials, all the tribulation, goes to Miss Porcia Gustave.
What was going through your head?
So at the time they said it, yes, we kind of had an idea who the reading queens would have been because we had
it's more than one title.
Yes, so but leading up, there were 29 of us.
Okay.
And there were elimination processes leading up to the last leg. And this pageant system, it also caters for the small size women who have children, etc., and also age-wise. So there's Miss Stella Wool for the regular size ladies, but there's Miss MISS, which is 19 to 34 years, and the MS, which is 35 and up.
Okay.
So Miss Stella Wool is for the younger, the smaller size, our petite regular girls, we say, that are supposed to be in pageantry. And then there's the Miss Plus Wool, MISS, 19 to 34, and Ms., which is the MS, from 35 and older.
Okay, well, and all of this was happening at one
night. So it was a process, like I said, of elimination. We got to the Bahamas and we were all shuffled. The hotel did not put us all on the same floor, so we didn't have much of an interaction before, until after our panel interview.
Nice.
So we had panel interviews, and then that's where the others were cut, and then the finals night was basically for those that would have already been crowned the queens, but you were actually just putting on everything on display for the public.
Wow. We're going to put more on display after these messages. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. We have Miss Porcia Gustave from Miss Plus World. I sound like an announcer. Porcia, tell us, how many segments does this pageant have?
The pageant has actually 5 segments.
Wow.
So there's panel interview, there's the evening gown, there's national costume, there's high tea couture, and then there's also the final interview, on stage interview.
What really stands out for you from the experience of that pageant?
Let me tell you, for me, panel interview is my my highlight, I believe, because it's just you in a room with 5 judges throwing questions at you based on your bio, about your country, about regular day events that are happening around the world. So for me, it really was the highlight, because a lot of them, they were like, St. Lucia, tell us about St. Lucia. So me being in the room with them had to market St. Lucia. One of them asked if they were supposed to come to St. Lucia, where would be the place that where would I bring them, etc. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to take you to the Soufre. I'm going to take you to the world's only driving volcano. We're going to see our twin peaks. And, they started buying and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm telling you the breathtaking views of our island that you will enjoy if you have to come around. And, they were asking questions. They asked about my platform, which is all about love our differences. And my platform basically is talking about us not judging persons based on their outward appearance, but, actually trying to find out what it is within the person that makes them uniquely amazing. And then you could say, oh, but then, so why the outward appearance? And you could find out what it is that's causing them to look the way they look on the outside. And it doesn't necessarily mean being plus size, because sometimes we judge the slim girls as well, and not even knowing.
I think the beautiful thing, because I'm 6'7" and I think the beautiful thing about the world, the universe, that people are different, and it's about self-acceptance and other persons, not body shaming persons, because it's important. Because going to school, when you're going to school, these crabs want to call me babu, all kind of names. I say, Jesus, I'm a babu in the forest. And it was a lot to deal with, but I never answered to these names, because that's why I don't have no nickname. I have no AKA, because I never answered to it. I didn't let it bother me. But when I was, but why are you calling me that? And it used to catch me slouching for the starting. And then now it's like, okay, hey, you can use this height to your advantage. You're an event planner, when you used to have the modeling agency, training people to walk and stuff like that, and now going to the gym, it works. So I think pageants like that really helps with building person's self-esteem, looking yourself in the mirror and say, I've got this, I'm beautiful, because everybody cannot be the same, especially for women. Women become plus size because maybe they're on some steroids for whatever medical reasons, maybe
like
they just big
PCOS
bone,
and all of those.
so many different things. After you make kids, your body change, and it's just learning how to embrace, because being plus size doesn't mean that you not healthy, because there are persons are plus size and they're healthy more than the skinny person. So it's just a matter of knowing your body and embracing it, and I think that's important.
It is.
And I think for you doing that platform, I saw little clips and I was quite impressed. But what does it mean to you as a teacher? How does it, I feel like just seeing the kids are wrong. I saw some kids, it's almost like they feel like the angel has reached, the goddess of pageant has reached. How does it inspire the young people, the young ladies at the school?
Well, for me, I will tell you that the students, they are amazed. Every day they're like, oh, Mrs. A Queen, y'all know Mrs. A Queen, and oh, my beautiful queen, and every single day. So sometimes they may find the crown on my desk and they're like, oh, look, Miss Pretty Crown. And
so now they know your queen is almost like they pay more attention to the queen.
They pay more attention, and they look at you and they try to model what it is that you do.
The saying that people always look for something to inspire them, that means it works. It's almost like it's created an impact for the young ladies at the school.
It does. And for me, I tell them all the time, listen, we don't laugh at people. So I also have a dance group running at the school. And sometimes, you give a step to do and one person may not be able to do it. And then some of them would laugh and I would say, no, because this person cannot do that step. But maybe you won't be able to do the next step. We do not laugh at people. We help them. If we help them, they get better and they get on the same level as us. And that's what I want them to do all the time. And that's what I push in their head. And I want them to see that. For me, it's the same thing. I do not let the negativity that persons say about me out there affect me in any way. I know what my mindset is and I'm moving towards it because I want to create that positive impact for others.
I think these words you said are so strong, because even for me growing up, I mean, like being different, and persons used to say so many things, and then like when I look into them, I say, no, you got this, you're gorgeous, you're fabulous. Because most times when you let the negativity get to you, you don't get to the end of the tunnel, you don't get to your destination. And I think if you're looking at this right now, you should not take time to bring down somebody, to body shame or to insult. Take time to encourage, to enhance. Because even for me, sometimes give a compliment and say, girl, you're looking good today. You can
Yes.
see that the compliment just did something to the
It
female.
actually makes somebody's day even brighter when you give them a compliment, because you never know what it is they are facing. And funny you would say that, Sharmark, because the Love Our Differences platform for me came about from me attending a Calypso show. And we all know the young lady who sells cashew nuts. And she came around during intermission, and a gentleman said to her, how much are your cashew nuts? She said $6. He said last year 10, it was $5. This year it's $6. So she said, well, the price of everything is going up. He's like, oh, don't worry, by the next tent you won't be able to pass through the door.
Wow.
Why would you tell somebody that? And one time, we know she's a very vocal young lady.
Yeah.
She went into a shell. You saw it. Her dark face went red. So I took up the case for myself. And I said, why would you tell her that? Look
Yeah.
at that. You're slim. She's plus size. Maybe her cholesterol is fine and yours probably to the roof.
Yes, yeah.
So why are you going to break somebody
Well,
like
like
that?
that.
And he said to me, oh, don't worry, you're not far from her. And I said, listen, you look at me here. You see I look like I have a problem with my size. I'm comfortable in my skin
Yes,
still.
yeah.
So I don't care. Whatever you say there, it won't break
Yeah.
me.
It's funny the things that we put out there in society, and then it's like in generations before us, people put it and they make it feel like it's so normal.
normal.
And then last night I was telling a friend of mine, I said, I wonder what some women go through. Because when you get married to a man, you get to marry him to him as an 8. You make children, life happens, you go up to a 14, normal pavle will walk up.
Yes.
At that time, you're depressed and you're feeling like you're not good
You're
enough,
not
but
good
you are
enough.
still beautiful in your skin, ladies. You are beautiful because everybody is different. And whilst we're different, we'll go into commercial and we'll dive into it when we get back. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I am your host, Sharmark Leo, and we have Porcia Gustave from Miss Plus World. I was about to say universe. Well, the title, I added more titles to your belt. Miss Plus World. So, Portia, how I think it's going to be, I'm not too sure if you have that in your pipeline. I think it's a wonderful idea if you use this platform after your reign to have a local leg for this pageant so you can inspire other women that may be interested, other women that maybe have a low self-esteem, and I think you can make a movement with that. What do you think?
And Sharmark, you're making me let the cat out of the bag, because it was my intention to take up full directorship, because I was asked already by the committee after I did Miss Plus Intercontinental, and I did say, no, listen, I want to try out for Miss Plus World before I do this. So I know, okay, I've had the online experience, so let's see what the face-to-face experience is like. And I'm definitely going to take up full directorship after my reign, and we will definitely have a Miss Plus World St. Lucia leg before we could actually send at least 2 delegates, because you have the Miss and you have the Ms. So at least if we could get 2 delegates to represent St. Lucia every year in the pageant, I think it's going to be an amazing thing
I
for
think
us.
so too. I think it's going to be different. It's a different pageant. I mean,
Yes.
we've tried plus size pageants in the past before, but it's different. And I can just tell you, when you do it, make sure it's strongly based on a strong platform where you inspire women. I think people have tried plus size shows before, and it's almost like somewhere where they want to ridicule the women. I don't think that's
Yes.
what it has to be. It has to be something when you leave that show, you look good about
You look
yourself. You know, you look good. I love this dress. I like that you
you.
put out your arms, because I find most women say, me, I don't like putting out my arms, and my stomach is too big. And at the end of the day, you just have to know what to wear to
Wear,
look
yes.
good. Because as a tall man, me, I don't like anything in prints because I look like a billboard. So you have to know what to wear to disguise your body. Don't wear a lot of
You do.
spandex for you to look like a roti shell.
Yes.
You know, just wear stuff that's going to enhance your body. And every time I see you as a plus size female, you look good. You in your jeans, you know, I say, okay, I have a problem with that girl. She keep bringing it, she keep bringing it. Your hair is always together. And then sometimes you have to feel good that when you step out, that you're confident. So everybody can be a Miss Plus
Miss Plus
World or
World,
Miss Regular
yes.
Size World, you know. Sometimes we have to embrace ourselves as human beings and don't let anybody determine what size you have to be.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't know your stories. And I think we have to take time to get to know people's
to know
stories before we judge them or make them feel small about themselves.
Indeed.
Yes.
So that's why I say we have to learn people from the inside out, rather looking at and judging people from the outside in.
That is so strong. And it is, even in the schools, it damages
Yes.
the young people. Can you imagine a young lady don't want to go to
Go
school?
to school.
because her classmates.
Oh, they saying she fat, she this. Hey, look at her, fatty boom boom, whatever. No.
And even as funny enough, you said that name. Even as parents growing up, enough of those nicknames.
Names,
That's Fatty Boom Boom, and like growing up, they call one of the children is autistic and stuff. They call them Deg, and they grow up not even not knowing their name, using all of those foreign languages towards them. I think we need to stop that as a society. Yes.
Because we don't even know how much. Those labels, they're called labels.
Yeah.
So those labels, they really tarnish the children because as they get older, they understand what it means when because as a child, somebody say, hey, look at the fatty boom boom and come and play for. But then as they get older, they realize that, hey, that doesn't have a positive.
But at that time, you don't realize they be calling these labels because they are on the overweight size. Is as you get older.
As they get older, they realize
the name does not register with you, so you
really
feel very uncomfortable.
Them.
Yeah. So, what would you like to tell if we have the plus size, the full figure divas out there to encourage them, not even only for pageantry, just genuinely to feel comfortable in the skin as a female?
And for me, I will say that you have to be comfortable in your own skin. Self-love first before anybody else can give you love.
Yeah.
Self-love before anybody can give you love. Because if you don't love yourself, nobody's going to love you.
Yeah. I
They're
like
not
that.
going to
because
love you.
Because even I tell somebody, sometimes you're in a relationship, you're going to say, oh, I say I love you, Brian. Say you love me too. No. You have to love yourself first. Whoever your partner is only going to enhance what's already there. Because sometimes Brian don't even love his own self. How can he love you?
How can he love you? He doesn't
understand?
even know how to show you love because he doesn't know love for himself.
Wow. Ladies, those are strong words, and I think we need to take that and run with it. You need to love yourself.
Love you first,
and then sometimes we need to stop judging. And I think anybody can be a queen. You have to love yourself. And I think if you was doubting yourself, you might not even be sitting here having this interview.
I know.
Yes.
So for me, I'm very self-motivated. So I would push myself. And I don't like to take no for an answer because I don't think I know how to tell people no. So I don't like to take no for an answer. And I just figure that the more you push yourself, people are going to see that your worth. They're going to see your worth because you're not settling for the no that they're giving to you. You're pushing and pushing until somebody realizes that, hey, she really has what it takes. So let's give her the chance.
That's what it is, yeah. Have you ever chaperoned anybody?
I have done chaperoning for Queen of Groselet. I did for Miss Girls with Confidence. A few other school pageants.
What is the experience like?
But the experience, oh my goodness. Sometimes it's a rocky road because, sometimes some of the girls are so strong-minded that they don't want to take in the advice you are going to give to them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I've had pageant daughters. I call them my pageant daughters. Until this day, they still respect me. They say, you know what? That's my pageant mother. Up till this morning, one of them was like, oh, Mom, I think I want to go up for a pageant I saw advertised. And the guy said, he's your friend. And what? I said, well, let's go for it. She said, so you're going to come on board with me? I said, of course, because she was a very respectable young lady.
Yeah. So what is one of your techniques to connect with the contestant? Because to be a good chaperone, I think sometimes some chaperones try to overpower the young ladies. So what is your technique to connect with the young ladies?
For me, we need a balance. So yes, I have my views, but you also need to listen to their views as well. You need to know what they like and come across with a balance. It cannot be what you want to push on them.
Because
there
if
must
you're
be
not
the
comfortable
balance.
with that dress, I would not go out there and perform.
I won't go out there with it. I won't. So
I might go, but I might not perform because just having that dress on me, it's not happening.
It throws me off, so it affects the performance. So you must meet your girl halfway. The two of you will find that balance, and there onward, trust me, it will be smooth sailing.
Nice. So my girl, let me ask you a business. I like a little gossip. What's the little prices like for that show, pal?
So the prices are like $5,000 US.
Hey, so say that again. What do you think's hot? I hungry.
So there is a cash prize.
Okay.
There are other little prizes. You had because they got stuff sponsored from other little boutiques,
nice,
etc.
nice.
So a lot of those things will be shipped to us.
Okay.
Because already, you traveled, you're already overweight, so
Yeah.
far less to travel back
Yeah.
with the prizes.
Okay.
So these will be sent to us, and like any other pageant, you do not get all of your prize winnings right
One time,
away.
right away,
Because what if you don't live up to
Because
your
I think
duties
they have
as the
to audit
queen?
and all this kind
Yes,
of things. Yeah.
and if you don't live up to your duties as the queen, it means that you already eat the people money,
Yeah.
and now they have to get the first runner up to continue your duties. So,
yeah.
like any other pageant, all of your prize winnings are not given to you right away, but
Yeah.
you will get it throughout.
Would you like to use this opportunity to tell anybody that assisted you or any sponsor a special thanks?
Oh, let me tell you, I love.
You could have a whole list.
Well, not a whole list, but a lot of small businesses Sharmark
Yes.
sponsored, and I am appreciative of this, and they
very
would
good.
know that because I did do my live and I gave everybody their props. So we had Father Nature Adventure, DD Auto Imports, we had Celebrity Hair, we had Extra Cello Beauty. Oh my God. And that's the thing. I don't want to leave anybody out,
They would
but
understand,
all
yeah.
of them know who they are. And I
Yeah.
appreciated every little bit of support, whether it was monetary, just makeup, just hair, maybe a little token to give to the other contestants.
Your
when I
evening
got
gown?
over
Was it your
there.
evening gown?
My evening gown was done by JLU Designs,
Oh, nice.
Charlene.
Oh, wow.
Lago, and she basically did all of my outfits because majority. So she did the high tea couture, she did the national costume, and she also did the evening gown. Lisa from the clothesline did one of the outfit that I wore to the panel interview. Helena Isaac did the outfit that I wore to the national crowning, because on arrival
Nice.
we all received national
So you had
crowns.
some big names
So
there,
yes,
Carrie,
we
too.
are yes. So
Okay,
they
that's
they
good.
had my back, and I am ever so grateful, Sharon Willie, for purchasing the fabric for me in the US so that Charlene could ensure that the evening gown was done. Even
yeah.
Stardust. So
Yeah.
we have quite a few people who came on board,
I
and I
saw
appreciate
Richard
them.
Ambrose was there with
Richard
you?
Ambrose was there as my chaperone.
Oh,
Big up to
nice.
him. He was a great support, because when I sent that package, the costume and the evening gown, through FedEx, and we were there, and I started losing hope, because I'm like, the costume and the evening gown is here, then they're saying we still have to pay another set of fees, and hey, we didn't budget for that, because already sponsorship was very small in terms of monetary wise. I'm like, oh my God. So he had to say, Portia, listen, you're a Christian girl. Listen, you will tell people, have some faith. So right now I'm telling you, have some faith. He was hard at times, but his heart was a positive heart,
Yes,
so
yeah.
that you could check yourself. And as much as I've chaperoned girls before, I don't think if I had gone there by myself, I'll be able to be the contestant and be the chaperone at the same time. So I'm ever grateful.
So basically, he was making it. He was like, focus on the pageant. I'm going to take away with the
Yes,
stress. Yes,
he's
that's
going to
good.
take away all the stress and just focus on doing great and coming home with the crown. That's
Nice,
what it
yes.
was.
But congratulations again,
Thank
Portia. And your title. I hope that you use the title to inspire
Definitely.
the young women of St. Lucia, the plus size women of St. Lucia, the full figured women of St. Lucia, and don't get lost with the title. And I'm hoping that we are here at the Sharmark show, that when you say, hey, Sharmark, I need an interview, we have a show coming up, because I'll be right on board. I think it's a wonderful platform that can move mountains and inspire people. I think anything to make a change, I'm for that. And because sometimes you see women walk around and they just need somebody to inspire them and stuff like that. And I think
Indeed.
that's where you come in with this platform, because you cannot carry Miss Plus World. You have to make it happen.
Of
so
course.
thank you so much, and stay fabulous as you are, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. St. Lucia, thank you so much. I'm your host, Sharmark Leon.
Wardrobe sponsored by Charmaine Freeman Designs.